It's Monday, May 27, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this weekend over at xdadevelopers.com.
This episode of XDA Developer TV is brought to you by the XDA DevCon. Join us August 9th through 11th in Miami, Florida, a conference for developers by developers. More information available at www.xda-devcon.com.
First up, not too long ago we talked about the Samsung Galaxy S4 being rootable, being able to be unlocked and things like that. And that was of course thanks to XDA recognized developer DJR Bliss. Well, it was speculated at the time that it would not be too much longer before we'd start to see a lot of custom ROMs and custom everything coming for the Galaxy S4 because of that. And lo and behold, that time has come. The very same developer who did the previous unlock has gone ahead and created a Loki package that will allow you to load custom recoveries and custom ROMs to the device. Now you must be rooted to do this, and of course this can be fixed by an over-the-air update, so it's not necessarily a foolproof thing. And it's not exactly a one-click operation. There are a bunch of command line things you have to do, but it's not terribly complicated. Just follow the instructions. Do make sure to read through the forum thread if this is something that you're interested in doing to load more custom things onto your Galaxy S4. Moving right along, and speaking of the Galaxy S4 yet again, Samsung has had a sort of a mixed history when it comes to developers and users in the community. They always sort of come across with the best intentions for the user at hand, but it doesn't always come across that way to developers, which is why apparently they recently started rolling out updates to the Galaxy S4 to disable the ability for users to escalate permissions to become the root user. Of course, as we always say, give Chainfire a little bit of time and that will be done, and it has been done already. Super SU has already been updated to deal with these changes made by Samsung, so if you have the Galaxy S4, specifically at the very least the Sprint Galaxy S4, the Canadian Galaxy S4, and the i9500 and i9505, you really shouldn't have any issue rooting your device and using Super SU on it. Again, just make sure you read through the forum thread, get all the details, see if there's anything that maybe was left out, read through the portal post for all the specifics. And moving right along, we do like to talk a lot about writing your own apps because there's a lot of up-and-coming developers coming to XDA for more information. Well, one of the things that does tend to get left out a lot is testing your apps, and we've talked a little bit about that here and there before, but it's just very hard to test things over and over again as you put out new releases. So there are tools to take advantage of that, tools to make it a little bit easier for you. Now, if you're testing a Java-based application, there is a tool called Selenium that you can do, but for Android-based applications, there's one that's very similar that's called Robotium. So I was extremely happy to see this show up on the portal because it's something I've not actually used before, but I know a lot of my coworkers have used in the past. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and there is now an article out there talking all about it, because XDA senior member Eat Heat has put together a tutorial, a thorough guide on getting started with Robotium and just letting you know what you can do with it and how it works and things like that. So if you do want to do some automated testing to your application to make sure that it's stable, to make sure you haven't broken anything with a change, this is definitely a great place to start. Just sort of keeps you on your toes in your development and makes sure that you don't break your own code. And the last thing to mention before I get back to my vacation with my family here for Memorial Day weekend, Jace put out 2 videos this weekend in his Jobs and Android series. The first one was some preparation information about the initial phone screen that you'll have for a job interview, and the second one was giving you some information about what to expect with the main part of an interview. So realistically, at this point, you've got all sorts of background information, you've got the stuff that you're going to have to deal with in the job interview phases. So we're definitely, hopefully, almost done with this series. Lots of great information out there from Jace. Thank you so much for presenting that. But anyway, as I said, I'm down here in Sevierville, Tennessee with my family, so I'm going to go ahead and head back to them and have the good rest of the weekend. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you hit the like button down below if you like this video or you like the scenery and the background noises and the nastiness. And do make sure to subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. But anyway, thank you again for watching, and I will see you again on Friday.